All right, just touching a little bit back on your background, Jeff. What was it like making the jump from economics to trading?
It was tough initially. From economics to investing is a little bit easier just because of the time frames involved.
Hmm.
And economics to trading is a lot tougher. That was my biggest challenge when I first started because I have an economic thesis. I see things, this kind of um, economic factor can't last. Whether it's unemployment or some macro factor out there, it can't stand. But as everybody knows, price is right, and you could have your thesis, and you could be right 2.5 years from now,
Right,
but you blew your account trying to make it, trying to prove that that thesis is going to play out in the next 6 months. So
right.
that's time frames. That's the biggest, I would say, obstacle that I faced jumping from my economics background to the markets because trading is totally different. You just have to. You don't have to worry about the fundamentals if it's short term, unless you're trading to earnings or something like that. But usually it's you know you don't look at the valuations of a company, their metrics, their PEs, or whatever it is that you use. If you're trading them and you have your thesis as either a day trade or maybe a 3 day swing.
Right.
So that was the biggest obstacle for me.
So just kind of condensing your view and trying not to trade your thesis, but to trade as a trade.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've gotten better through the years in identifying that. And I do have to take notes myself because I do have trades that are short-term trades, and I have to do away with the economics of it. And then I have my, this is a longer-term swing. I like this company. The trend is starting to go up. Then I start factoring in, the fundamentals, the macro that goes with it, because fundamentals and macro do matter on a longer time frame.
Okay, great. Thanks. As far as you and your background, your expertise, how do you make economic and market research practical? Because a lot of folks who come into trading, especially now trading on their own, don't have that background and they have difficulty with that.
Yeah, I think economics and macro factors tend to play out or become more relevant on trading longer term timeframes. Of course, if the ECB president or Draghi or Merkel is talking within the next few days, and you have a position in, say, the FXE or the Euro ETF or or the UUP, the US dollar ETF, that matters. For shorter term, just analyzing certain things. I mean, economists are I've learned, at least for the small sample that I've talked to, they're not the best traders. They're not the best at reading charts because they analyze it too much. Oh, Tesla can't be up 30% because their numbers are well.
And obviously, economists don't have an ego, right?
Well,
so that's hard to be a successful trader when you have such a hard ego.
Yeah, no, exactly. It is that, and like I said, that was the biggest challenge. It's trying to separate, whatever your economic thesis is and just trading price.
Yeah.
So you have to understand what it is that you're trading for. Are you trading for a $5, a 5 to 10% move on a stock that has a beta of 2, which is it moves 2 times the amount that the general market does. Mm-hmm. So it's understanding those things as well. In terms of how to make it practical, well, like I said, it plays out for longer term environments. It's like one of the stocks that I bought in the fall of the market in '09 was GE. So where does economics come in there? Yeah, quote unquote, the world is ending, but I would think the world would probably end before GE goes bankrupt.
Sure.
So you factor in those things, and that's where I guess my background comes into play. You don't need to have a finance degree or an economics background to be a trader. I know a lot of good traders that don't have that background, and heck, some engineers, computer engineers are pretty good just because of how they use math and apply it to their trading. But at the same time, there's other folks that are too analytical.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's one characteristic of an economist that makes it makes us not good traders.
Right.
because we analyze things too much when we're supposed to just analyze the chart and the price movement.